Simple History, Epic History TV collaboration. In the late 1400s, a great new age of European exploration began, led by Portuguese, Spanish, and Italian sailors. They made great voyages into the unknown, full of danger, adventure, and discovery. These pioneers were driven by Christian zeal and profit. In Europe, spices like cinnamon, cloves, and nutmeg, which grow only in the Far East, were worth a weight in gold. Whoever controlled their trade was guaranteed immense wealth. By 1580, the road to the so-called Spice Islands was donated by Portugal. Spain wanted of its own. However, 38-year-old Portuguese sailor Ferdinand Magellan, as he is known in English, navigators spent many years sailing the Indian Ocean, but he failed out without Portugal and now offered a bold plan to his rival, King Charles I of Spain. Magellan believed it was possible to sail around the New World and reach the Spice Island from the east, since contrary to popular myth, it had been widely accepted for centuries that the earth was round. King Charles accepted Magellan's proposal and helped him assemble an expedition with 270 crew and 5 ships, known as carracks. The fleet set sail on September 20th, 1590, and crossed a stormy Atlantic to reach the future site of the Rio de Janeiro in modern Brazil. Here the men traded with the local tribes, exchanging simple objects like metal, fish hooks, and playing cards for fresh foods and water. Magellan continued south until winter. Storms forced him to camp at Porto San Julian. There Magellan faced a mutiny led by Spanish officers convinced he was leading them. Swiftly and ruthless, he sent loyal men to kill on the regulars, while another was captured and executed. 2 others were marooned, left behind when the fleet sailed south again in August. As Magellan searched for a passage west one ship, the Santiago was wrecked. Through the crew were saved. Another ship, the San Antonio, deserted and sailed home, but Magellan did discover a 350-mile strait which now bearing his name through to face of our ocean, a sea that seems so calm. He named it Mar Pacifico, the peaceful sea, or Pacific Ocean. But Pacific Ocean was far bigger than they estimated. Their supplies ran out. The men were forced to eat rats and rings, poor dead water. 19 died of scurvy. Then, after 99 days at sea, the lookouts spied land. They found Guam in the Mariana Islands, but while the island stayed one boat, fighting broke out and Magellan had to leave with fresh provisions. A week later, Magellan had become the first European to reach the Philippines. When Magellan Malay states, acting as translator, they sailed on the Philippines to Cebu, where they met an alien ruler who agreed to be baptized a Christian and alias to Spain. A local chief from the islands, Mactan, he asked Magellan for defeating his rival named Datu Lapu or Lapu, and Magellan agreed. He crossed to Mactan with 60 men in boats, but though Europeans had wept and mass ambush. After burning the enemy, Magellan were driven back into the wake, where Magellan has cut them as they tried to reach the boats. Now, the former alliance of Cebu turned on Magellan's crew, capturing 30 of them in an ambush. The survivors fled with only enough men left to two ships. They burned the consumption and continued their search for the Spice Islands. They traveled to the Muslim court of Brunei on Borneo and were amazed by its splendor. Finally, with the local guides and 2 years after sailing from Spain, they reached their destination, the Spice or Malacca Island, to Indonesia. Their 2 ships to Playa home and the Trinidad, so Prang Ali had to stay behind for repairs. His crew later tried to return to but most of the men became sick or died. The survivors had to return to the Malacca Islands, where they had and Trinidad were captured by Portuguese. A small ship, Magellan's fleet, sailed with a captain by just Juan Sebastian Elcano, crossing the Indian Ocean in battling headwinds biting cold round the Cape of Good. The men began to starve once more. 21 died before the Provence and Cape Verde. On September 8, 1522, almost exactly 3 years after their departure, the famished, exhausted Victoria cast anchor at Seville, Spain. Just 18 of the crew of 270 but made it home. But what they the first fastest. It was an incredible feat that repeated for 58 years. Englishman na Francis Drake made remarkable voyage around the world. This video was at Epic Story TV. Watch the other half of Explore Double Bill with our Francis Drake here, and if you're ready, why not? So, to both channels and click the here on my video. Bye guys, thanks. Thank you for listening.